A top Russian general said, "The first stage of the operation in Ukraine has been completed and Moscow will now focus on achieving the main goal." Russia has suggested it may start to scale back its war on Ukraine as Moscow turns its focus to its main goal of liberating Donbas, as officials release new data on the losses to Vladimir Putin's army. The revelation was made by Russian Colonel General Sergei Rudskoy, who on Friday claimed the main tasks of the first stage of the operation have been completed. The combat potential of the armed forces of Ukraine has been significantly reduced, allowing us, I emphasize again, to focus the main efforts on achieving the main goal, the liberation of Donbas, he said. The public and individual experts are wondering what we are doing in the area of the blockaded Ukrainian cities. Stream more news on climate change with Flash. 25+ news channels in one place. New to Flash? Try 1 month free. Offer ends the 31st of October 2022. Civilians are being evacuated along humanitarian corridors from the Ukrainian city of Mariupol under the control of Russian military and pro-Russian separatists on Thursday. Picture, Leon Klein, Anadolu Agency via. These actions are carried out with the aim of causing such damage to military infrastructure, equipment, personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine. The results of which allow us not only to tie down their forces and prevent them from strengthening their grouping in the Donbas, but also will not allow them to do this until the Russian army completely liberates the territories of the DPR and LNR. Donetsk and Luhansk, which make up Ukraine's Donbas region, declared self-independence in 2014 and have engaged in ongoing skirmishes with Ukrainian government forces since then. Russian military convoys entered the area for peacekeeping just days before Mr. Putin announced his special military operation in Ukraine a month ago. The Defense Ministry stated Russian-backed separatists now control 93% of Luhansk and 54% of Donetsk. Mr. Rudskoy's comments come as Russian attacks on the major cities of Kiev and Kharkiv have appeared to stall in recent days as troops continue to be met with fierce resistance from Ukrainians. Russia's defense ministry also updated its military figures on Friday, claiming 1,351 of their soldiers have in the war on Ukraine. The figures, which are far lower than the estimates of Ukrainian and Western officials, also said 3,825 soldiers had been injured. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine Dmytro Kuleba again implored Russian troops to ceasefire, writing to Twitter that there were no consensus in negotiations yet. Ukraine's position is clear: ceasefire, security guarantees, no compromises on territorial integrity. But Russia sticks to ultimatums, he said. To stimulate a more constructive approach, we need two things: more sanctions and more military aid for Ukraine. It comes as President of the United States, Joe Biden, traveled to Poland on Friday, where he received briefing on the humanitarian response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He announced the U.S. would provide an additional $1 billion for humanitarian assistance and welcome up to 100,000 Ukrainians and others fleeing Russian aggression.